Today on episode 123 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, Madden sports rating of Christmas preparations, this or that of childhood Christmas gifts, our NFL Week 16 pick show, and the TCF top 3 of Christmas movies. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 123. It is the Christmas episode of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsors, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like. The YouTube page, head over there. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get those. We are there. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, but also make sure to follow Zach at ZLiliaTCF and Maddie at schools_01. Make sure to head over to Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram for your latest TCF merch as well. I know it's a little too close to Christmas, but hey, print off a picture of the shirt.
Hey, you can always give that. You can always get a person a picture and say, "Hey, it's on the way."
Exactly.
People got birthdays too.
It's like Christmas after Christmas.
Exactly. I had to go to work and print off some pictures today. So, it's just print the picture off and move on and, head over to Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram for your merch. But, boys, it is officially Christmas week. I got to ask, where does Christmas fall for you guys on your holiday power rankings? Because it's number one for me with a bullet. It's not even close.
Oh, I love Christmas. I love Christmas.
Me too.
But do you know what reminds me of Christmas every single year from now on?
What's
the Christmas Eve that Boomy forgot the wacky web story. That's what I always remember. And I'm always like, oh, what's Christmas time? Christmas time. Oh, Boomy forgot the wacky web story on Christmas Eve of all days.
Not my fault. Not my fault. At that time, I was not in charge of the show notes, so I'm going to blame you for not having that on the show notes. So
I will find that. I will put that on Christmas Eve. I will put that on.
Well, we made it
Christmas
2.5
Day.
minutes without it getting brought up, so that was actually longer than I thought we were going to. But it is what it is. Maddie, does Christmas sit at the top of your power rankings as well?
Yeah, it didn't always, but the kid effect adds a different wrinkle and makes it pretty fun.
I'm a little worried because when I do have kids, I already love Christmas and I don't have kids. So I'll be honest, I'm a little worried how crazy it's going to get. Hopefully.
Yeah, he's pumped. So we get to use Santa against him, weaponize Santa against him to make him behave a little bit better. He's been really good. He's been really good the last couple of days. So I think he's trying to stack up some gifts here in the last couple of days.
He's like doing shorts,
the extra stocking stuffers. I think he's already trying to play the game a little bit. So
yeah. He's like,
can't blame the guy. You cannot blame the guy.
No, he's figured it out. He's just like,
hey, I still do the same thing.
We're using Christmas against him. He's bartering. He's trying to raise the stock.
I will go. I know I moved out of my parents' house, but around Christmas time, every once in a while you gotta go over there, clean the house, do this and that because Santa is always watching.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, let's, as always, jump
into Wait a minute. Maddie, do you see what's on Boomy's shirt? There's weights on there, my fan.
Wow.
We got Jack Santa holding a bag.
Look at this guy.
Holding a bag of games.
You know who you are, Boomy? You're not the Liver King.
I am not the Liver King. That guy has got to be a fraud. And that guy tries to say he's not on steroids.
What did you just say, Boomy?
Matt's got a great one, too.
No.
That's
what did you say? Liver King's a fraud?
No, yeah. He claims that he's never done steroids, and that's an absolute lie.
You're an idiot. Let's move on.
No, there's no way.
Let's move on. Love the shirt. Love the shirt, Maddie.
Hey, mine's great, too.
I couldn't pass this one up when I saw it. Anything that buries Tom Brenneman a little bit more is always good in my book, too, because that guy's a douchebag, so.
That's a great point, Maddie. I could not agree more there. Anything to throw a little bit more on top of Tom Brenneman, I'm all in on.
Thom.
Let's move in.
Such a tool, dude. He's such a tool.
He's a huge sinker, but speaking of other sinkers, let's jump into our sinkers and floaters. My sinker is the New Mexico Grinch, and that is because earlier this month a van loaded with $6,000 worth of toys that were set to be passed out to hundreds of children was stolen from a store parking lot in Farmington, New Mexico. You got to be a sick person to steal. And it's not like you got to like look around a little bit and notice that there's some sort of gifts laying in there. I mean, this is not the time to be stealing cars, because not only are you a felon, you're now the Grinch who stole $6,000 worth of gifts from kids in need. Like, what are we doing here, buddy? Come on.
Imagine they arrest you. They're like, oh, you did a really bad thing, this and that. And they go, the presents were actually supposed to go to kids in need. And you're just like, well, you know what? I'm not going to get away with this.
No, there's no coming back from that. It's one thing to steal a car. It's another thing to steal $6,000 worth of presents from kids in need. That's brutal.
There's a place for people like that. That's all I can say.
Under the prison.
Very true. My sinker, boy, just wrapping presents, because wrapping presents sucks. I have nephews. I have mom and dad, brother-in-law, I guess, and then sister. And I buy presents also for Boomy, who deserves nothing but will get a little. And
years back now, so.
Wrapping presents sucks. It's my mom. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to the store and try and find some stuff to wrap these presents. She goes, I have a bunch of different bags with different sizes. So she gave me like probably 6 different sizes of bags. And I got wrapping paper. It sucks. I am not good at any of it.
Zach, I attempted, me and my wife exchanged gifts tonight, and I attempted to wrap one of, like, basically my plan is throw everything in a big box and wrap the big box. And I tried that, and I wasted about a 4x4 patch of wrapping paper, which she wasn't very happy about. But you would have legitimately thought a 4-year-old tried to wrap. Like Matt's kid.
Well, why can't I just give the person the present without the wrapping paper? What does it matter?
What's so wrong about a Walmart bag?
Very true.
It was bad. I mean, I was going to send pictures of it, but I was very embarrassed because it was atrocious. Matt, where do you rank yourself on wrapping presents?
I'm actually pretty good at it.
Hold that. We're going to get to that in Everyday Madden Ratings. So
yeah, good call. I thought about that. Just a little
teaser.
It was a test, Matt. You passed.
Pretty good.
Well, LD. What's your sinker, Matty?
My sinker, boys, and I'm going to go back to, I'm going to kind of circle back towards where Boomy was at. I'm going to go with another scumbag. And that's somebody in our town. We got, everyone's got those like Ring doorbells now anymore, it seems like. And somebody actually caught somebody stealing from the top of their garbage cans, the gifts that they left out to tip their garbage men. Got caught on the camera at like 4:35 in the morning. Some truck just came up and ripped the presents right off the top of the cans.
Okay,
so
people.
Like that.
I was gonna say, if you work for some like FedEx, UPS, whatever, people have Ring doorbells. They will record you. Don't do dumb shit.
But just don't fucking steal people's shit either. Don't steal.
But you know what I mean, though. Like you know what's good and bad.
That.
Like
but it wasn't the worker. It was just a random person. The gift was for the worker, I think.
Yeah. But either way, worker, person that's trying to. Well, you always see all these things like, oh, somebody steals my Amazon package when whatever, they always have the cameras out. Guess what? People have cameras. Just stop doing stupid shit.
That's a good point. That is insane. That happened in your town, Matt?
What's that?
That happened in your town?
Yeah, it was in Elburn, just around this, like another subdivision, not the one I'm in, just the other one across 47 though.
Oh my god, people stink, man. That's tough.
Right on the camera, dude. You could see someone just swipe the shit right off the top.
It's always so easy to see. Like, oh, clearly you stole that.
Yeah,
ridiculous,
unbelievable. My floater, on the other hand, is Christmas hating squirrels. It's been a big week for them. And that is because the city of St. Paul, Minnesota, does this big light festival every year. And they have been having massive issues. And they actually had cords chewed through. They had wires, being busted and light fixtures being broke. Come to find out, it was the squirrels that occupy the park where everything is. So clearly, their space is getting invaded.
I'm not a fan of squirrels. Hey, how am I going to say this? Fuck squirrels.
I don't hate squirrels. Listen, people are coming into their territory. They're just defending their territory. You bring lights and cords and electricity.
The squirrels are coming into my territory.
Yeah, well, I think squirrels were probably here before we were.
No, you can't. Fuck that. No, they were not.
I'm not. I do not fault this. I fault the guy that stole the van full of presents. I fault Maddie.
You know what you sound like, Boomy? You sound like a squirrel to me.
Hey, I'm just siding with nature, okay? That is where those squirrels live. They're just defending their home, all right? Respect the squirrels and their native homeland.
Okay, squirrel.
Speaking of squirrels and native homeland, a little bit of a side story, but my grandpa, he just recently passed away, but the town in Tennessee that he lived in for about the last 15, 20 years of his life, it's home of the white squirrel. It's the only place, it's this little town of 500,
it's the albino
squirrel. People. And all they have, it's white squirrels, dude. They're not albinos.
They have multiple.
They're just
straight up white squirrels.
Wouldn't that make them albino?
They're all over the town.
Oh, wow.
But wouldn't that make them albino?
No, they're not. Their eyes are not their normal eyes. It's just their hair.
So what makes a deer albino then?
Well, it's the
blue eyes.
I think
melanin
it's
in their pigment.
Yeah, it's like a melanin.
So are their eyes blue then?
No, they're just normal brown eyes. Dude,
Wait,
it is straight up a normal
No. I mean on an albino deer.
That's a really good question.
I haven't seen an albino deer in a while.
I have. I've seen one in person.
That's wild.
Yeah, I have my grandparents have a cabin up by northern Wisconsin.
Anything that was growing on the trail along the way that you saw this albino deer, did you?
No, it wandered when we were up at Zach's family.
Was there.
Yeah, I saw it too. I want to say that deer had red eyes though.
Where the hell did you guys see an albino deer?
Up in St. Germain, Wisconsin.
That's crazy, dude.
Yes, it's crazy. In the backyard.
Nuts.
But now I'm very intrigued by these white squirrels, so I think we need a little road trip down to Tennessee to check out these white squirrels.
Kenton, Tennessee, Google it. Home of the white squirrel. They're everywhere down there, too. They're nuts.
That's crazy.
Tennessee.
My floater, boys, is heated garages. My parents have one. That just sounds awesome. You go out in the garage, you watch some TV, you do what you got to do, you drink some beers, you smoke a little smoke. It's fun. And it's 70 degrees in the garage. It's awesome. Yeah. You just you put a few tables out. You maybe play a little cards. You eat a little food. Fun.
Couldn't agree more there. Yeah, Matt. These are legitimate. They look like albino squirrels, but they're not. They don't have the red eyes.
They're definitely not, dude. I'm telling you, they're not.
That's craziness. That's craziness.
Yeah, Yeah, this is we need to go to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm already starting to plan a summer road trip down to Kenton, Tennessee, just to see these white squirrels. I'm about to drive 8 hours to go see white squirrels.
I stayed at a nice VRBO down there, so not too far from there anyway. Anyway, my floater. Let's see. It's going to be. I was at the grocery store getting my family's groceries on Sunday morning, and I figured out the key to the grocery trip is finding the 20, 30 plus year cashier of the grocery store who's been there, who's seen the fire,
who that is,
been the ups and downs, who's been through the wars. I got this woman the other day, and she had a cashier who was probably 16 or 17, had no idea what she was doing. Or she had the bagger, excuse me. So she was the cashier, the older woman. She's been there, you could tell, forever. She's absolutely lighting this bagger girl up about how you can't put the crushables in the bottom of the fucking cart. She is it literally was lighting this girl up to the point. This other veteran worker who looks also like she's been there 25 or 30 years. She's like, I'll bag, don't worry. You go take over for me over there. So it's these two then talking who both probably have been there since the mid 80s would be my guess. and they're both just absolutely down. They're the fastest fucking checkout process I've ever seen, and they're both just ripping on this girl to shreds, just to the point where this girl can hear them, and they're just like she just can't figure it out. They're like, how hard is it to figure out bagging groceries? She can't do it. She
Pretty
just can't
hard.
do it. I don't know.
Oh my
it was
God.
absolutely a wild ride for about 5 minutes in the line. I'm just dying.
Man, you gotta stand up for this girl.
Dude, I couldn't. It was the most efficient checkout process I've ever seen. It was.
Well, those ladies have been doing it since like the Reagan administration.
No, the girl was crushing my Doritos, dude. She fucking crushed the bag.
I don't like that. But I also don't like the hate.
Well,
yeah. Well, teamwork makes the dream work.
Sometimes a little tough love from the coaches. That's how you turn into a veteran yourself.
Maybe a little help. Maybe a little help from the coaches too.
They were telling her, and then they were kind of being aggressively telling her. It was funny. Whatever.
That's great. You gotta love the ladies that have been there since like '86, and they're like, they know the computer system like the back of their hand. Like they just know what they're doing. You gotta respect
every code for every piece of produce memorized.
Oh yeah. That's because they were doing it back before there was a computer system in the place, and you had to, ring
I can't see
up.
the back of their hand.
Don't need to.
Who knows? That's awesome though. Gotta respect the OG.
I know.
Anyway, let's move on. A huge thank you before we move on to our sponsor, Connect Roasters. They have the best coffee around that you can find. Hopefully, you guys check them out before Christmas. If you haven't, there's still time. Get your orders in so you can have it for New Year's and all the festivities coming up. But they work with our guy, Dom Frederick, and of course, Cubs outfielder Ian Happ. So it's good stuff. Zach loves it. Zach's mom loves it. How can you go wrong? Make sure to check out their website, connectroasters.com.
I know she listens. A little Connect Roaster in the mother's present to be.
Hey, she's gonna love it. But you can also check them out at Connect Roasters on Twitter. You can also find their products in Dom's and Foxtrot Market in the city. Possibly more coming here soon. So make sure you check out our favorite coffee over at Connect Roasters. Boys, let's move into it. As I said earlier, it is the Christmas episode. So we're going to do some over-unders here. You're going to tell me if these famous Christmas songs are overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's jump into it. First one, Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. I know we can't play the audio, but everybody and their brother has heard this one. It's a classic. Holly Jolly Christmas.
I say it's underrated.
Oh, I like it. Big fan of Burl Ives.
Holly Jolly Christmas. I feel like the voice on that guy is just awesome.
Yeah, he's a legend in the Christmas game. Maddie, what do you think?
I'll say properly rated. I think it's pretty well recognized as one of the major Christmas hits. So
Maddie, I would say about 3/4 of grandparents had that on cassette.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Probably 8-track or record.
Yep, that's a good. I actually saw it today for sale at Target when I was shopping.
But that voice though is a "Have a holly jolly Christmas." It's a little low voice there.
It's a martini voice.
Yeah. I'm also going to go properly rated. I think that's a one of the good ones. It's not one there's a couple on the list that you're just like, okay, next song, but this is one you let it go, like Zach said. You got the deep voice Burl Ives going in. All right, probably the most famous one in our generation. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. This song could not be more overrated.
Overrated.
Maddie.
I think it's properly rated.
Okay. I just feel like it's probably not overrated.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I would say more overplayed. Like Mariah's, she's a legend in the game, but like
cannot deny what it does to a party or a bar around Christmas time.
That is true. You got to limit
the impact it has at a bar around like from after Thanksgiving. It's incredible.
That's where she makes her money.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. If you put in Mariah Carey on Spotify right now, that's like the first one.
Yeah,
and
I'd like to see the
most
stream counts what it does like every December.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I'm going to look up real quick how many streams that song has because I know it's absurd. But when we get to the next one, I've got Run Run Rudolph by Chuck Berry. This is a
Underrated.
I think this is underrated.
That's my kid's favorite Christmas song, and he goes absolutely bananas when the song comes on. Underrated, top-notch song, top 5 Christmas song, no diggity, no doubt.
Chuck Berry brings the noise. That is for sure. This is one of my
banger song. It still hits from the 60s to now.
I will say, and we're going to come across my favorite Christmas song, but this is number 2. I think Chuck Berry absolutely brings the noise here. Underrated. Zach, what do you got on Chuck Berry, Run Run Rudolph?
I love it.
Good. So is it underrated or properly rated? We'll give Zach a second. He's fighting the sneezes over here.
I got the sneezes like a motherfucker. I'd say it's properly rated.
Okay. Before we move on, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You currently has 1,083,200,055 streams on Spotify.
Well, they say that song this time of year makes her unreal amount of money.
No, sure. 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Send those royalties in. Just keep mailing it in.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, my Michael Bublé. What do you guys got? I think this one is, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Bublé guy, but this might be a little underrated. I think
underrated. Oh, getting a bit a lot like Christmas. Like that's iconic.
I agree. Bublé's phenomenal too. Maddie, what did you say?
Maddie, what do you guys say about this?
I said it overrated. I'm not a big fan of him. So
you don't like Michael Bublé?
No, not a huge fan.
Come on.
Yeah, that's one of those kind of not really secret little ones you like, but it's bordering that. Not one you like go out and promote that you listen to that. Well, that's a good one. I like that. This was probably in my top 3, but Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from NSYNC.
I love it. Honestly, I would say it's properly rated because it's properly rated because everyone loves it.
Yeah.
But it's just like it covers a lot of ground.
That's true too. You follow that up.
Like it's Happy Holidays and a Happy New Year. It's Christmas and the New Year in one
Maddie,
song.
What were you saying?
Follow that song after Mariah in a bar and see you later.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
I'm gonna go that place down.
It's Garrigan Ruth right there, dude. That's like, come on.
Absolute murderer's row right there. Last one, boys. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by DMX. My favorite Christmas song that there is.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You got to do it way deeper than that. DMX was way, way deeper than that.
No. What I mean is he went with no beat. He did his own beat.
That's true. I'm going underrated. This does not
underrated too. I'm saying that is the best.
Maddie,
I will post that DMX. Every Christmas.
I like DMX. I think that song gets a nostalgia bump. That's all I'm gonna say.
Should we kick him off the podcast?
I like DMX. I do like him.
He did preface it with that he likes DMX. We'll let him say.
Had a very shiny nose.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt, you gotta love the attempt at that. That was impressive.
That was good.
That was good. I'm not being sarcastic.
That wasn't bad.
That is my favorite rendition of that song.
And not only the best part is when like
those reindeer do had a very shiny nose.
We're gonna get
that is the best.
But the best part is like
too.
When he mastered it and they put it out, like when he's like between lines and they have him in the background going, come on. This is great.
And a very shiny nose.
Let's move on to our everyday Madden ratings. As we know, the older we get, the more responsibilities that we have on Christmas. Buying for kids and nieces, nephews, all that good stuff. Getting the house prepared, going over to help the parents get their house prepared. So we're going to do our everyday Madden ratings on our different Christmas preparations, starting off with one we talked about earlier, gift shopping. Shopping for gifts. How are you guys? How would you rate yourself on being a gift giver?
Fellas, I'm gonna give myself about a 85 because guess what? Amazon, awesome. And also, I pretty much told my family members, what you want, just tell me. Just tell me because it's a lot easier that way.
No, for sure. Maddie, I know things are a little different for you, obviously, with the little one. Where do you rate yourself on that list?
Well, we probably went way too crazy for him, but whatever. It's kind of fun. I'd say probably like a 70. I'll get nice things, but it's like the organization isn't there. It's usually the last week of last before Christmas itself. That's
Yeah.
when I'm scrambling to get everything. You see all those overachievers that are like buying shit in July and storing it in closets. Like, get up! Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
what kind of sick fuck does that kind of stuff? Like July, you're buying Christmas presents? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't get
how
that
could
at
you be
all.
that well prepared, or how are you like? There's got to be other things occupying your life at that point.
I agree. You would think so. I probably before this year, I'd probably give myself like a low 80s, but this year's been, I don't know if it's just like getting back to normalcy in my job, but like I had to go do Christmas shopping today and it was a lot of gift cards and stuff like and trips to the liquor store. So I'm going to bring, I probably last year would have said like an 82, 83. My arrow was pointing down. We've talked about, room for improvement. The arrow's pointing down. I'm going.
That.
It's not good. It's probably like a 74 right now. It's not good.
Down,
So,
down, down,
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
down.
Clip Boomy saying my arrow's pointing down. Just get that.
Down, 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 down.
Let's move into what we talked about, wrapping said presents that we buy. I'm going to start. I'm giving myself about an 11.
0.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm going to 0 because my mom gave me these, like, she has like a bunch of different gift bags or whatever. Gave them to me and then gave me like one thing of wrapping paper, which I have like one present that I have that I'm going to wrap with wrapping paper, which I will put out on Twitter after this because it's going to happen after this. But I'm a 0 because, like, I don't know. I can never figure out like the right size bag. Like I know.
Yeah.
Like certain people are gonna get this size. Certain people are gonna get this size.
You get like a small gift in a big bag or a bag too small for the proper.
I'm horrible at
that. I think the bag and the gift boxes is the only thing that saves me. Like I'm like an 11 or a 12 because when you take it to the floor to use the actual wrapping paper, oh my God, I'm telling you, Matt, how old's your son?
4. He'll be 4 in January next.
Okay, so your 4-year-old could wrap a present just as good, if not better than me. There's no doubt about that. I'm glad I didn't save the picture from today because it was atrocious. So I'm gonna go. I'll be even nice to myself because of the gift box. I'm gonna go 12. Maddie, you please save us. Somebody here has to be able to.
I'm serviceable. I'll say like a 78, 79, somewhere in that range. I'm not going to put like ribbons. I'm not going to do anything crazy, but I'm not going to be an embarrassment under the tree either. So it's not going to look like an absolute train wreck.
So Maddie's the guy that me and Zach would hide our gifts behind.
Yeah, I would let you. I'd be your lead blockers. Don't worry. I can do that.
What a guy.
It's more just like,
I don't even know if I have tape.
I figured out the key was not using too much wrapping paper. It all happened. I was forced into the job a couple of years ago. Maggie got really sick right before Christmas, so I had to wrap like everything we had for everybody. So it was I was wrapping literally for 2-3 hours. So I kind of just figured it out then. But
so remember, like back in the 90s, they had those stations in the mall where you could get your gifts wrapped. Like, I know malls are dying, but we need to set up something and maybe like the old mall parking lots or whatever it is.
What's crazy is like there's a Charlestown Mall has like no stores left except a Von Mauer, which is like a really traditional like old school department store still, and they have wrapping services, I believe. And it's like
they like to bring in outside stuff.
I don't believe so, but I mean there's
a moneymaker there
for sure, definitely. I know like there was one of the like Bed Bath and Beyond, I think, used to have wrapping services too at one point.
That's genius. If you set up a little tent in the wall, the mall parking lot, and just say, "Hey, bring all your outside gifts."
Throw some heaters, get a food truck, and let people snack on some food while they're getting their presents.
Let's have a party.
I will pay whatever they want to charge.
Yeah, $10 a present. $10 $10 a gift. You have
Wouldn't
10
have
gifts. It's $100. That's an easy $100 to spend.
Absolutely.
I pissed away $100 way worse ways than that.
Absolutely. I'm going to skip this one. Let's go to decorating the tree. Okay, so lights, ornaments, ribbons, whatever you want to do. Where do you rate yourself on decorating the tree?
I'd say I'm like a 35 to 40 because I have a tree. It's a pre-lit tree. It's a fake tree, which everyone should have. Yes. But I'm just not good at, like, I don't know how many ornaments I should put on the tree.
The spatial aspect of it.
Yeah, I don't know, like where I should space them out at or whatever. So I'd say I'm like a 30 to 40 because I have a pre-lit tree. It looks awesome. I love it. But I'm not good at, like, if you look at my tree right now, there's just a very disproportional amount of ornaments.
Yeah. You got like 9 on the right side and 4 on the left side and like a bunch down low but not
looks
up high.
Foolish.
Yeah, I used to tell my mom a lot. We don't, go crazy with it as much anymore. But I'd probably say, like you said, I've grew up with pre-lit trees for the most part. So I'd say I'm probably right around you, Zach, maybe like a 51. I'm a little bit better with the spatial aspect, taking the steps back, looking at it from different angles. But nothing to write home about. That's for sure. Maddie, I know you're probably you got to be a little bit higher rated. You seem like a guy who understands the spatial aspect of the tree.
Not with a Christmas tree at all. Like this,
really?
We've got 2 trees. Both of them are pre-lit. The one behind me is kind of like our second. It's just like a backup, like you just throw it in the basement kind of thing. The one upstairs, Maggie decorated really nicely. Has all the garland and all the other shit on there too. That's the stuff that you need to put on there, and I have no clue how to like actually make that look normal and nice. So that's where the killer. I think anybody can just throw some ornaments. You throw some goofy shit up there, it kind of looks funny, looks cool. You can get away with it, but it's when you gotta like put all the other shit around there that make it look nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm 50 or below that at least.
Okay. All right, last one. This is a big one for me. We have a ton of places to go to on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the weekends around it. Coordinating travel plans. I'll go ahead and I'll get us started. I think I've been doing this for a while. We always have like 3 or 4 places to go, 2 places on Christmas Eve. I'm gonna give myself like an 81. I'm pretty good at coordinating where we need to be, when we need to leave to be there. So yeah, I'll go pretty high on that. I think I'm pretty good at that. Any of you guys really good at like, hey, we got to go here, we got to this time leave then. Matt, I'm sure.
I am, but I got 2 anchors, my wife and my kid, and so it's not really up to me. I can plan for whatever we want, but it's all on the Audible for me at this point. So I'll say probably in your case, I'd probably agree somewhere in like an 82. I'll say used to be way better, but the my I don't have a great supporting cast all the time. I'll just say that.
If they ask, we won't tell them you said anything. So
I'm at 100% because I just go where I'm told to go.
Yeah, that helps.
Never missed it.
That helps. I think this year, so my Christmas day this year, we start at my wife's dad's house. We have to be there at 8 in the morning. Then we have to be at my parents' house at 11, Zach's parents' house at like 1, and then back to my wife's dad's house at like 6 o'clock. So
no, you're not.
You're not leaving.
You're not leaving.
Oh, it's going to be a day, that's for sure. Let's move in and talk about some gifts. We talked about how good we are at buying them, wrapping them, but I want to talk about some nostalgia here. So we're going to go this or that. You pick one or the other here, and we're going to talk about some childhood Christmas gifts. So let's start off with the Razor phone versus the first iPod that you received. I got a heavy hitter I'm saving for last, but Razor phone or the iPod? Which one are you guys?
I'm going to Razor phone because like you could text anybody. You could do some just crazy things in your head on that phone because like it's just like a different world where you can just text somebody that's not in your house. You could talk to somebody on your phone.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the iPod was probably going to be my pick. I remember I got the first iPod Classic and it had like 160 gigabytes of storage and like I put thousands of songs on there thanks to LimeWire, and it still didn't even like halfway fill it up. But I'd agree, Zach, that Razor phone in the mid 2000s, I mean, that was unbeatable.
This is Matt, where I hate you. this is where I hate you both because I had to buy both of those myself because I was well past getting those for Christmas gifts. So.
Oh, the iPod Classic, that was not a Christmas. That was $350.
Yeah.
I was not getting that for Christmas.
No,
and I think even the Razor, I think I had to pay for half of it.
I'll have to default to my Nextel was probably the one that I was pretty jacked about when I got the first Nextel phone.
Oh yeah, was your first phone the brick one with Snake on it?
Oh fuck yeah, it was, dude.
Yes, yeah. I remember my first one. Like this is so dumb. My mom here.
Train wreck phones, dude. Those things were 6 pounds.
Dude, you could put them through a train wreck and they'd be in better shape than any phone we have out now. But it was so funny. I got a cell phone, like I think it was between 7th and 8th grade. And this was the dumbest thing in the world. My mom literally told me, she's like, here's this phone, but you can't take it out of the house. I'm like, well, then what the hell's the point of the phone? Like, doesn't really make sense. And I guess it was like, I don't know what her plan was, but it didn't make any sense to me at the time. And it still to this day doesn't make any sense. Finally, like with basketball practices and stuff, like, I don't know. I still, to this day, I'm lost some night's sleep thinking about her logic on that one. I'll have to ask her to clarify that. Let's move to the next one. CDs. Oh, Matt, did you answer on that? Did you say phone or?
I said Nextel.
Okay. All right. Well, phone, Razor, we're on the same path there. Let's go CDs or DVDs, or /VHS if you need, Matty.
No, I had a good DVD collection, but I'll probably say CDs. I was really big into music when I was in like junior high and high school. So like I used to collect as many CDs as I could. So I would always be pretty pumped when I get good CDs.
Yeah,
I'm DVD.
I'm actually with you.
I'm DVD. I love a good season of a show or whatever.
That's a good call too. Like when you get like the first season or two of The Office and shit. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, like, that's awesome to have.
I'm
Can't
with
go
you.
wrong with either. I'm not gonna lie.
That's exactly it.
Very
like,
true.
They're both like I think it was one of those like CDs was more like I started like collecting them when I was like probably 8 or 9, and then DVDs started getting big when I was like later junior high, and then obviously it was more of like a collecting kind of thing like later high school and college, and
both
now
take
those
up
are
so much room too in the basement now.
Yeah, all and the DVDs. I still have my CD collection, but
I've got both. I got a ton of both still.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to get rid of the DVDs yet. It's probably about time since literally every single one of those DVDs is probably on a streaming service somewhere.
Yep.
It is what it is. I'm not getting rid of it. There's nothing you can do about it. All right, here's a good one. Skateboard or bike?
I'm gonna go bike.
Bike was an everyday. It was a necessity.
Skateboard, you can fall down. I'm not a big fan of skateboard.
Yeah, I agree.
Zach, you were a skater boy for a little bit, though.
I tried. I could do an ollie. I could do maybe a half a kickflip, but I grew out of that real quick, Boomy.
There's no more necessary piece of equipment than a bike when you're a kid.
Very true.
So I grew up like on a farm, and I wanted a skateboard like super bad for like my 9th birthday or whatever. And my mom got me. It was probably like a cheap one from Walmart, but like I took it outside, and like we literally just had like, I don't know, like a 3-foot wide sidewalk, and you couldn't really go anywhere. And obviously it wasn't level. And the first day on it just hit, one of the breaks in between the concrete and went over the top of it. And that was about the end of the skateboard for me. So, no, bike is, I think, the easy pick there. I don't know if Zach, I don't know if you remember one of these, but Beanie Babies versus Furbies.
Beanie Babies. Furbies suck.
Oh, Matt?
I got nothing on that one.
Nothing. Really, this was probably a little bit.
Those predated me, or post-dated me, I should say.
Okay. I remember our first year we lived here in Mendota. Like Furbies was it. I wanted one so bad.
I remember the Beanie Baby was the bowl, the one that was expensive. There was an expensive bowl.
Yeah, and then the Princess Diana one everybody talks about. But I definitely had more Beanie Babies, and like the Furby, we got it one year, and like it didn't really do much. So I'm with Zach. I'm going Beanie Babies here. A lot more variety, and that little Furby looking thing was.
I'll say Beanie Baby if I gotta pick one because of the bowl.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now this is really digging into some 90s stuff here. Inflatable furniture versus a gaming chair.
Gaming chair.
Inflatable furniture all day, every day, twice.
Yeah,
I wish
you probably
still made inflatable furniture.
You probably sitting there right now.
If I wasn't married and they still mass produced it, I would have inflatable furniture literally everywhere.
Idiot. Yeah. If she was not around to keep you in check, your house would literally be a bounce house.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. Every wall in the house lined with jerseys and inflatable furniture. That would be bad. That would not be good. All right, last one. Really digging into the nostalgic '90s. N64 versus PlayStation.
Ooh.
PlayStation.
Yes, thank you, Zach. I agree, and I love N64, but PlayStation changes.
Aw, fuck that. It's like, oh, I know, I understand. I like N64, but like, it's old. There's so many cool games for the PlayStation.
I didn't have PlayStation. I went from N64 to PS2. So, like, I don't have like a ton of PlayStation 1. Like, I never played it. Like, so I was always playing N64 at the time. But PlayStation 2 was probably my favorite system of all time. Like, when it's said and done. So I'm going to say N64 myself, because that was a great gift when I got it. I was fucking jacked when I got it. Jacked.
Because I never got an N64, but Zach's sister had got an N64. And I remember trying to go over there every single time. Like any weekend, I always wanted to go over there so we could play Donkey Kong or Zelda, whatever we could get our hands on.
N64 when it came out was a different, like, it was way different than
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was huge.
I mean, it went from it was like the big turning point in like 2-dimensional games versus 3-dimensional games.
The 64
obviously
went
Sega,
to 64-bit.
Yeah, exactly. But I true to myself, my first console I ever got was a slim PlayStation 1. Shout out to my Aunt Tanya. Got me that. I don't even know if she had permission from my parents because they were not super happy about it, if I remember correctly. But playing, I believe it was called MLB Triple Play 99. I think I had Mike Piazza on the cover. That was the first game. And then obviously Tony Hawk. But once the PlayStation 2 came out, and I still have actually 2 PS2s right now, because you can play PlayStation 1 games on them. There you go. Madden 98. That's a great choice.
There's Triple
Slamming Sammy Sosa, baby.
I got all the wrestling games too.
Those were like my buddy John had had an N64, and he had
N64 was legit, dude. And GoldenEye GoldenEye too.
Yep, GoldenEye, and then I think it was WWE Raw with Stone Cold on the cover.
Yeah, I think it was like Raw is War. And No Mercy was another good one too.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, those were fucking fantastic.
I would not be true to my youth growing up if I didn't take PlayStation there. But yeah, that's a tough one. But once PlayStation 2 came out,
we're on it then. Fine, we all got to pick the best system that you ever had or your favorite system growing up. Mine was
PlayStation.
Mine was PS2 and Genesis. Those were my 2 favorites.
PlayStation because it broke the mold.
Yeah,
it
was also like the first one you could play like DVDs on. What my first one I ever remember playing was the Super Nintendo, Zach, that your sister got.
Yeah,
young playing.
You said that.
No. I said about the 64. She had the Super Nintendo before that, so I remember that way even before the N64.
You know, this just popped in my head.
You
know, most people are like either like Xbox or PlayStation. They kind of stick to that same brand.
Xbox.
I literally went from Nintendo, then Genesis, then 64, then PlayStation 2, then Xbox 360.
Yes.
Hey, Maddie, can I say something that's really mean?
What?
It means you're kind of old.
I know, I'm fucking really old. I got the Nintendo still right here, actually, dude.
No, Matt, that's...
I thought Matt was I got a Nintendo right here for you.
Oh, you know I got that.
You don't see what's going on underneath the camera. But no, Matt, like now retro
podcast,
gaming
that was bad for podcast. That's a middle finger.
Retro gaming is making a huge comeback. So good thing you kept on to some of that. But I also went PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. So I kind of jumped between the two. But my brother had a game
like top 4, maybe 2.
That was my favorite.
I got my top 10.
No, I was just saying the order. I was just saying the order that I had them.
I I remember when we got into Nintendo when that I was like probably like 7. I was more pumped for that than I probably anything else in my life. Like
Yeah.
for a gift. That thing was like my brother and I, that's all we did after that. It's all we
Yeah.
did.
For sure. For sure. And I would even say, like, my brother had a GameCube, and that, I mean, looking back on it now, like, at the time, it had really tough competition with PlayStation
Dreamcast
2.
was good too, and I never had it.
Yeah, that always felt like, I don't know about you guys, but Dreamcast always felt like almost out of our like price range. I don't know what it was. It was just the way it looked, but like it always just felt like a very wealthy person's system to have. All right, boys, let's break into the NFL Week 16 pick show. I have righted the ship. I am back in first place, 51, 39, and 2, back where I belong. Zach is in second at 47 and 45. Matt, 44 and 48. Nipping on the heels, and Pigoy is at 23 and 19. Let's go ahead and start. And we're kind of the same thing as last week. If we want to swap in a noon game, feel free for a Saturday game, because we do have 2 Saturday games this week as well. I'm going to start off. I am going to take the Arizona Cardinals -1 at home against Indy. Indy's playing well lately, but I think that Arizona is kind of in a downward spiral right now, and you have to right the ship if you have intentions of getting or contained or keeping that 1 seed. So I'm going to go Indianapolis -1 at home. And then on Sunday at noon, I will take the Los Angeles Rams -3 at home versus the Vikings. We saw how pitiful the Vikings were on Monday night. I think the Rams are the best team in that division. I think they're going to prove it on Sunday. Zach, who do you got?
I'm going to take the Colts +1 against the Cardinals in Arizona. And I will take the Patriots -2.5 against the Bills at home.
Yeah, kind of a bounce back for them. They did not play very well last week. I don't hate that at all. Maddie, what do you got?
I'm actually siding with Zach in 1 and fading Zach in 1. I'm riding with you on the Colts. I think they're going to bury the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are dead. I think it's a dead team. The Bears could have beat them if they really didn't shoot themselves in the foot, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to say, I just feel like Buffalo. I've played them every fucking week, it feels like, and I'm going to just like go down with the ship, I think. So I think it's one of those like must-win spots. I'm going to take them there. I don't feel great about it, but I don't see a ton of that early slate that really piques my interest right now. It's a rough go of it early.
Yeah, that's not a great. And there's a ton of noon games too.
Yeah.
I think 2, 4, 6, 8 noon games. Obviously with the Saturday.
You know what?
game.
I take that back. I'm not gonna fade Zach. I'm gonna sit that game out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Cincy 2.5.
Cincy
2.5
has Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep. Minus 2.5. You got it at?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Cincy's playing. I mean, they didn't look fantastic last week, but like you said, we're nearing the playoffs. You got to start getting some things right. I don't hate that pick at all. And
you can't imagine Huntley's going to be this good forever. Like, I don't know. I don't think at some point that catches up.
Right. I agree. Let's move into the afternoon games. Not a ton of great stuff there, but I am going to take Denver in a pick at Las Vegas. I think the Raiders are dead. I think they've been dead. They kind of lost that luster after, the little streak they went on when their interim head coach was hired. And then I'm also going to take the Seahawks -6.5 against the Bears. That performance on Monday night gave me nothing to have faith. But I also don't think Seattle's that good. But like I said, the rest of that slate is tough because the only other game there is Pittsburgh and Kansas City, and I can't get a read on. That's a lot of points. So I'm going to take Seattle -6.5.
I am going to take in the 3 o'clock spot. I'm going to take Chiefs -7.5 against the Steelers and Raiders.
I got it at -10.
I got 7.5.
Okay.
I'll take 7.5.
DraftKings and FanDuel both have 7.5.
Gotcha.
And I'll take Raiders -0.5 against the Broncos because there's only 2 games.
Yeah, it's an ugly afternoon slate.
I think the the KC line dropped a little bit because of some COVID concerns. I don't think it matters. I think KC is going to absolutely fucking destroy Pitt. So I'd run that line up to almost 13.5, cover 2 touchdowns, but I'll gladly take 7.5 on that one. KC is like they're a well-oiled machine right now. They look great on defense, and that offense is really starting to click. So
well, it's almost playoff time, and they're getting it right at the right time.
Yeah, I love KC. The other game, I'm not gonna. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take Denver too. I don't know. Both those games suck. I'm not the Bears. Seattle. I've been riding Seattle all fucking year. That's blown up in my face. The Bears suck. So I'm just gonna take Denver.
The Sunday night game stinks as well. We got the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't know what to make of this Washington football team. And I think Dallas being at home, like we've talked about, playoffs right around the corner, you got to get right at the right time. I think this Washington football team is not good. I'll take the Cowboys minus 10.5, but I don't feel great about it.
I am going to take the Washington football team.
Maddie, who do you got?
I got Dallas. Not any reason other than who knows who's playing quarterback at Washington, I guess. I don't know. Washington looked kind of dead the other night.
Game that probably should have been flexed. Like, let's be honest. We talked about it with the Bears game last week.
Look at the Bears. They played 2 straight primetime games.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
I don't have any ambition to watch that game. Like I said, I had nothing there. And then also, speaking of bad games, Monday night we got the Dolphins going to the Saints. I'll take Miami +3. I think they're playing much better right now.
Tua versus Taysom Hill, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, in that situation, Tua is way better than Taysom Hill.
Yes.
Boomy.
No, I agree. But Taysom Hill's still a better pick this weekend than Zach Wilson.
Get the fuck out of
Which
here.
I was proved to be right weeks ago when I got nothing but shit from you two, and I was still right.
Hey, Boomy, because
everyone
that listens to the podcast knows the stupid shit you said.
It's not stupid when I'm right. I was right.
For 1 fucking week.
Taysom Hill
2 weeks ago.
I apologize for my language, but
2 weeks ago, I said New Orleans, whatever it was, -5, and we got in this whole debate about Taysom Hill and Zach Wilson, and Taysom Hill played better and covered the spread. So there, I was right that week.
No, Taysom Hill overall is not going to be better than Zach Wilson.
That's not the argument I'm making.
That was the argument we had.
No, it wasn't. It was for that week, which I was right.
I'll talk to your brother about it, but
that was not the argument. You're making things up now.
You're making things up.
No, I'm not. You're wrong about this.
You are.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Matt, who do you got in that Monday night game? Miami?
I don't know.
I have Miami.
It's another trash game. I'm going to
+3.
I'm going to take the Saints, I guess, but I don't know.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I have zero interest in that game right now, so I'm just going to say the Saints.
Miami, Saints, Tua versus freaking Taysom Hill. This is because what I think is crazy is that like the NFL cannot flex these games because week to week what's going to be the better game. And I understand like you have a preparation, whatever, but like there cannot be that big a difference between playing on Sunday and Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like why is that New England Buffalo game not a prime time game?
You know what I mean? I want to see what I want to see
Cincinnati
in prime
and Baltimore
time is the best game.
Right. Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Like there's 3 games right there that could be
the Bears Vikings this week was not the best game.
And it was the highest rated football, most views.
Which I'm happy about because guess what? You got to see what a joke this franchise is. Thank you, Boomy, for saying that because
that blew my mind.
Insane.
That was nuts. But make sure you check out the Week 16 picks. They'll be posted on Twitter this weekend. Let's wrap things up. As always, we have a TCF top 3. And, of course, we weren't going to forget Christmas movies. So, since I'm in first place, I'm going to let myself go first. And I'm going to go.
First place in what?
The NFL Pick Show.
So it carries over to the TCF top 3?
Yes, this week it does. I'm going to take National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I think it's the best one.
Actually, I don't have it on my list. I just wanted to say that.
Really, I figured you would be a National Lampoon guy.
You could have got it. You could have got it in the 3rd round.
I don't think that's true
at all. Yeah, so that's the last round.
I don't think that's true. Zach, you're in second. We'll let you go. Do you want to go second or do you want the wraparound?
I'll take the wraparound. Go ahead,
Matty.
Right.
Matty, you're up.
I want Home Alone 2. I like the first one. I like the second one better. That's it. I like them both tremendously. So I'm taking Home Alone 2.
I don't hate that. You got Kevin on a neutral field. He makes the best. I don't hate that pick at all.
Every Home Alone movie ever made, the best.
Good scenery, good characters. It's a repeated storyline.
They knew what they were doing.
Good. The music in 2 is way better than 1 as well.
Yeah, you got like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra playing downstairs. Like, let's go. I'm all in. Zach, you got 2 here.
All right, my first one, Elf. I think it's an awesome movie. I have had a little bit of like a pushback on it because it does have like a lot of lulls in it. Like Will Ferrell does kind of carry the movie, whatever, like the burp and everything is just hilarious.
But it's hard to argue with.
I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go Die Hard.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Die Hard.
I knew that.
One of my top 2 Christmas movies. I will be watching it on Christmas this year.
Have you ever seen Die Hard front to back? Or are you just doing this to troll me? Yeah, I knew the answer.
Let's just move on.
Bastard. I knew that was
move on.
Matt, you got your second round pick.
I'm going fine. You left it there for me. I'm taking Home Alone 1 as well.
Ah, damn it.
Son of a bitch.
I'm getting the duo. It's an easy pick there.
That Home Alone 1 is, I think, one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's fantastic. It's a great way to kill about 3.5 hours to stack 1 and 2 right on top of each other.
And I know
how do you leave your kid at home though? Like what
Twice.
the fuck?
Horrendous parenting.
And I'll be honest, like the third one is obviously it's nowhere in the ballpark, but like
didn't even watch it. I'm gonna waste my time.
It's not as bad as everybody just craps on it. It's not good, but it's not like an all-time terrible Christmas movie. There's a lot worse. I'll go with my number 2 pick. I'm gonna go with Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton absolutely kills it.
Boomy, I love it. That Billy Bob Thornton as Santa is so fucking funny.
What's that kid's name? Thurman? Is it
Thurman Merman?
Yeah.
Thurman Merman.
He's about as wide as he is tall. I love that kid.
That kid
absolutely love that.
Great. I like that kid. Made some
my last pick.
What's you and your fucking sandwiches?
It's just one of those, like, and it came out at like the perfect time where like I was graduating from like kids movies to more adult movies, you know, and like it was one of those like, oh, you've never seen really anything like this as far as like Christmas movies go.
Billy Bob Thornton's an absolute maniac, dude. That guy
just ripping heaters the whole time, like can't go wrong. I will take this, and I used to just crap on this movie. It was my mom's favorite, but I've come to enjoy it. I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life. I think it's obviously a little bit overplayed, but still a good movie. It's obviously like 80 years old or whatever, but I don't know. It's got a soft spot in my family, so I'll go with It's a Wonderful Life. Some very, very notable quotes in there.
That's actually going to cut into mine, but I last
well,
pick,
it's not your pick.
Whose pick is it?
Me.
Oh,
the only other person left to have a pick?
No, what I mean is I have one pick left because you just took mine.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha.
Because I have It's a Wonderful Life because exactly the same reason as you.
Yeah.
My mom watches that all the time.
Yeah. Force feeds us.
But go ahead, Manny.
I got I'm going old school as well. It's one that's always been around in my family. It was A Christmas Story. It's played all the time. I think on
Oh.
TNT. Love the movie myself. Great cast of characters. Scott Farkus, great bad guy. The old man, Bumpus's dogs. It's just a good old school Christmas movie. Good storyline. Ralphie's a decent protagonist as well, so can't go wrong.
See, that one like missed my. I think we were probably too busy watching It's a Wonderful Life, and I didn't get into it. And then it came, like they did the 24 hours of it, and it just never hit with me.
The leg lamp. I mean, there's just classic vintage Christmas pieces to it. The Santa Claus in the shopping mall kicks the kid down the fucking slide. You know, it's that kind of stuff. It's great. I got some good honorable mentions too once Zach finishes it off.
And there's also a reason that it's on a 24-hour loop, though. Like, obviously, people enjoy it. So.
Right.
Zach, wrap us up here.
The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Yes, that's a great pick.
You could go wrong.
That's an
with
awesome
any of the
movie.
Three. You really can't go wrong with any of the three Grinches. Good storyline, good movie.
Very true, but like the Jim Carrey one is just awesome because it's just like Jim Carrey. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Honorable mentions. I actually, in the last couple of years, Jingle All the Way is
Jingle All the Way was
movie.
my first honorable mention. Absolute banger movie.
Yes, that's a really
Turbo
good
Man.
one.
Oh, what a gift!
Yeah, and then when Arnold comes out as Turbo Man, I mean, that's phenomenal.
In there. Phil Hartman's in it. Phil Hartman's such an asshole in that movie too.
Oh, and then the wife pours eggnog on his head. That's fantastic.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've grown to love eggnog.
Yeah.
Eggnog's
I don't
not bad.
like eggnog.
Can't do much of it, but a little bit of it's not bad.
Yeah, one glass.
Alcohol.
Yeah, drop a lot of rum in that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Any
you
others?
Also become. Oh, I'm gonna go with my favorite drink, the grasshopper. Because you know what? It's always like you're at a Christmas and you're like, oh, I'll have a grasshopper, and you're just like, just put a little extra liquor in there.
Yeah,
and like it's just like, and I feel like at any Christmas, wherever you're at, you're like, I'm drinking a grasshopper. Come on.
It does. It's kind of one of those things that goes like.
They're like, it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas. You're good.
Normally, I don't drink booze in my ice cream, but it's Christmas, so
yeah. I love
other movies that we missed, guys.
Maddie.
I mean, there's tons. Obviously, I think. So you hit Bad Santa. We hit Elf. We hit.
What I gotta say is shout out to Will Ferrell for turning down Elf 2 for a bunch of money because Elf 2 cannot be as good.
What was the one with like a couple of years ago? I think it was like maybe Christmas Eve is what it was called. Seth Rogen and.
The Night Before.
The Night Before Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
a fantastic movie.
Kind of
what do you guys think about Polar Express?
Polar Express.
I like Polar Express.
Never saw
That's
it.
probably my favorite animated Christmas movie.
Maddie, you're not a fan?
I've never seen it. I think my kid would love it because he's obsessed with trains. So.
It's awesome because I love it.
Maddie,
I've heard good things. Maggie likes it a lot.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about I haven't seen this one, Matt. I feel like this might be up your alley. Bill Murray and Scrooge. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I forgot about
it. Great fucking movie.
Great movie.
I have not seen that one, but I've
heard. Never seen Scrooge?
No.
That's a great movie.
No.
Oh God,
that's like that. That is easily my favorite Bill Murray movie.
Can't remember the Ghost of Christmas Present. Great character though. Yeah, good movie. Definitely watch that. Bill Murray's obviously can't go wrong with that.
Well, I will make sure.
I'm honestly not the biggest Bill Murray fan, but that movie, hilarious.
Yeah,
not hilarious, but it's hilarious. Also / awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in on that. I know I've seen it. I think it was on Amazon Video, so I'm gonna have to check that one out here in the next couple of days. But that was episode 123 of Typical Chicago Fans, our Christmas episode, one of our favorite episodes of the year to do.
Shout out Charlie Brown Christmas too. Sorry.
Can't forget that. That's a great point, Matt. I can't believe I forgot that. And also, before I finish up, I talk a lot about The Simpsons. I watched a lot of The Simpsons. If you go to Disney Plus, they literally have a tab for all of the Simpsons Christmas episodes. So I've been burning through those pretty heavily. Yes.
They're the fucking best.
Yep. So if you got Disney Plus, go over to the Simpsons Christmas, almost like playlist.
Oh my god! If you ever watch, I like going back and watching some of the Simpsons Halloween episodes.
Yes.
But if you go back to their Christmas episodes, they are so awesome. Like they're not like they're funny, whatever, but like they're awesome.
I don't think they're as good as the Treehouse of Horrors, but obviously it's like
but they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're definitely worth a watch if you got some hours to kill over the week while you're getting ready. But like I said earlier, you can check us out on Twitter at @typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram pages as well. Head over to YouTube, subscribe there for all of our content in video form. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you check us out there. And like Zach said the other day, while you're at Christmas, just grab a family member's phone, head to whatever they use, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever they use. Give us a subscribe. That'd be our the Christmas present.
That's
Christmas
your present from you to us.
Absolutely. That's all we ask. So, but make sure you join Zach at Lilia TCF, Maddie at schools_01. You can find me at Boomy TCF, but also make sure to check out our sponsors, Connect Roasters, Coffee at Connect Roasters on Twitter or connectroasters.com, and Beer Baseball Repeat for your TCF merch. Thank you for joining us for episode 123. We'd like to wish you guys joining us. That was episode 123 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
All right, Boomy. All right, so we're gonna have to redo that. So you go, Maddie. What's the last thing you heard? Unmute yourself.
I think it was basically the last two sentences cut
Yeah,
off.
he's like, over here at Typical Chicago Fans, we'd love to tell you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Just like you cut out.
Okay. Am I good now?
Yeah, I mean, you're good. Well, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, we here at Typical Chicago Fans would like to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas, safe travels, enjoy the holiday as much as you can. But thank you for joining us for episode 123 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.